The February real estate numbers for the city of Toronto surprised me. And there are some people suggesting that the bottom of the market may have already passed. Maybe it was somewhere between November 15th and January 15th. Now, I'm not going to come on here and make that statement just yet, but I also don't think it's just a dead cat bounce, which is everyone's favorite term right now. I think there is life in the market and the cat might be alive. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom Storey. If you enjoy this content, all I ask is give a big thumbs up, a like on this video. Let's set a like goal for this video for over 200 likes. And if you have not already, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community. In today's video, we are going to go over the second half of February. The specific dates we're going to look at is February the 15th until February the 26th. I'm filming this video on the 28th and it will come out on March 1st. The 2 days after, I don't have the data yet to the end of the month, but this should give us a pretty good idea of what is going on. And after watching this video, if you want to connect directly with me, you can go into the first link in the bio and book a time that works for you. All right, let's get into the conversation in today's video. So before I share the slides with you, because I took some screenshots of what's been going on the second half of February, I want to kind of tell you what I've been seeing on the ground level. In the last 2 weeks, our team has been very, very active with listings and buyers. We have sold 3 of our listings and we've also helped 2 buyers secure properties. What is interesting to me is on the listing side, we've either gotten multiple offers on all of our listings or full price for one offer in the first day. And with the buyers that we're working with right now, we've been running into multiple offers on almost every property we are bidding on. I'd say there's basically 3 ways we can look at what is going on right now. The first way is the pessimistic view of the market. You're a housing bear. You believe that this is just a blip, and you might be 100% correct. Who knows? We'll have to see in the next few months. The second way we can look at this is just that consumer confidence is back in the market, because Bank of Canada could continue to increase the rates, but most of our clients are taking a 1 to 3 year fixed rate. They're not taking the variable rate. So it's not necessarily impacting buyers' decisions like it was previously in today's market. And the third way you could look at this is, well, this is just seasonal, right? This is what always happens. You know, prices are always lower in December and January, and typically that is the truth in a normal year, but we haven't had a normal year in a long time. So take out a pandemic, take out a year with 7 rate hikes, and just look at a typical year in the Toronto real estate market. Yeah, this kind of does happen in a normal year. Now, I've explained to you what I've seen on a day-to-day, actually speaking with buyers and sellers, but now let's see what the numbers are telling us for the second half of February 2023. Okay, so we are going to start looking at the total GTA. Okay, so this is the Greater Toronto Area. So this is just from February 16th to the 26th. There are a few numbers I want to bring your attention to. One is the average sale price over $1.1 million. That price in January was about $1,050,000. So sale prices are going up. February numbers are going to be higher than January. They are going to be higher than December. We'll have to see how many months we have to go back to see what they were higher than, but that is something interesting. This is the first time in a long, long time I've seen out of all the sales that happen that they're going for over asking. So the average property out of the 1,400 that have sold in the second half of February, they got just 2% over the asking price. So properties are going over asking. And yes, some of them are listed artificially low, and that was never the price they were actually worth. But as I've said in other videos, it's like, yeah, but that only works when there's demand and there's not a lot of good inventory. Okay, and right now, 40% of all the sales were going over the asking price. That was the Greater Toronto Area, but what about the City of Toronto? And let's break it down into specific asset classes. Okay, so City of Toronto, second half, again, same dates I'm working with here, February 16th to the 26th. The average sale price was 1.14, so pretty close to what we saw in the GTA as well. The list per sale price ratio, again, pretty darn close to what we were seeing in GTA, with 37% of the properties going over the asking price. You look at where the sales are happening, the biggest bulk is still happening from $1 million to 1.249. The second is that $5 to $599 kind of entry level condo. Look at how many sales happened plus $2 million, right? So that's really going to impact that average price. So maybe looking at median is still the better indication of the actual market. Now let's go specifically into different asset classes just for the second half of February 2023. Okay, so as we look at condos, the average price was $762, the median price was $655. Condos, for the first time in a long, long time, is that they are actually selling slightly over asking. So condos are starting to slowly heat up again. They are nowhere near what freehold is doing, but they are heating up a bit, with just under 30% of condos selling over the asking price. As you can see here, most of these sales are happening between $500,000 and $700,000 because that is the most active pocket of the condos. If we jump to semi-detached properties, because I could actually make an argument that semi-detached properties are the hottest asset class right now in the city of Toronto. Now, only 55 sales because there's not as many semis as there are detached and condos, but average sale price is 1.36. Even the median is almost at 1.3. Sale to list price ratio is 105%, and over 50% of semi-detached sales went over the asking price in the second half of February. If we go to detached properties, you can see here, detached, the sale to list price was almost 102%. Your average price for detached was just under $1.7 million, but the median average is a huge gap. Again, we're only dealing with 154 sales, and $2 million actually represented, over $2 million represented the biggest amount of properties that sold, closely followed by that 1 to 1.3 and then 1.3 to 1.5. And lastly, let's talk about the townhouse market. So this is freehold townhouse, meaning attached row or townhouse. There was only 21 that sold. Okay, so not a lot of data we're working with here. Again, same dates, the 16th to 26th. 106% of the ask price. The median price is just under 1.2. The average price is over 1.4. So there's obviously been some big sales here. There might have been a massive outlier in the over $2 million range. 50% of them are going over the asking price. So that's what the data has told me for the second half of February. When the February numbers officially come out from the Toronto Real Estate Board, they are going to look very, very good compared to January and December. But let's keep in mind, they are going to look very, very bad compared to February of last year. So everything you're going to hear from the media in terms of a headline perspective moving forward is going to be wildly negative, and fair play, because the numbers are going to look really, really bad. We are also in a different world now with different interest rates, and I think we have to at least adapt to that. And I'm not making an excuse to you to say that the numbers are going to be bad. They're going to be bad. If you're comparing to the peak, anything is going to look really, really bad. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new today. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments. My name is Tom Storey. And remember, home is where your story begins.